All right, we're getting you live pictures from the Ritz-Carlton Hotel in Washington, D.C. If I could pan on my left, we are seeing people gathering. Those are a long line of volunteers that have gathered for the Prime Minister's community event that is going to take place at around 2 p.m. this afternoon. You can see a number of BJP volunteers, people who were with the overseas wing of the BJP, a large number of crowds here as well, a lot of Indian journalists, a lot of people who work in the IT sector, people who've traveled from different places in the United States to come here. Let me just try and get a sense from some of the people who have gathered here. Hi, if I can speak to you over here, you're a trade consultant, international trade consultant. What do you think will be the big outcome of that meeting that is taking place as we speak, Prime Minister's meeting with those 20 top CEOs?
Yeah, we see there's a lot of trade barriers that are getting off, and the PM is also meeting some of the commerce guys in the US, and we see the international trade will happen in a pretty good, effective manner, because in the Asia Pacific, India is the only country that the America should look at, and I think this meeting is great for both the countries.
Absolutely. Let me go back to our guests in the studio. Let me introduce them. Mr. Sriram Cholia and Mr. Anurag Batra. Thank you very much for waiting patiently. We are reporting live from Washington, D.C. There is a lot of excitement in the Indian diaspora for the Prime Minister's community event that's going to take place. Some concerns as well in the Indian side. We know that the Donald Trump administration has been rather unpredictable. As we speak, that meeting with 20 top US CEOs are taking place. And Mr. Batra, if I could ask you, do you get a sense that these CEOs are going to tell the Prime Minister that we've not seen the kind of reform and market access we were promised? Every US president who comes to power wants more market access for US companies. But do you think that this time there will be a greater push and the Prime Minister will have certain assurances for them? Mr. Batra?
Yeah, first of all, when Modi visits on his 5th visit, he knows there is a new administration, and it's not business as usual. So there is a new team, there are new expectations, and while I'll come to your question specifically, the personal chemistry of the two heads of state is very important. They have similar backgrounds, but very dissimilar backgrounds too. Like Modi, Trump is an outsider to politics in some way. Like Modi, he has huge Twitter following. Like Modi, he has distrust for media, mainstream media. Like Modi, he's trying to reform. Like Modi, he's trying to make sure that his country is great again. So these are their similarities. Their dissimilarities are the fact that Modi did govern a major Indian state for many years. Now, coming to what Trump would expect from Modi, of course, let's look at the size of Indo-US business trade. It is $114 billion. It is 1/6 of the trade that is between China and the US. So, at first, both would want the Indian-US business to grow by at least 3 times in the next 2-3 years. Second, in terms of Trump wanting some wins from Modi, trying to fulfill his campaign promises,